Okay, I think I have a lot of books to read this month. Alright. Hello. One sec. What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Vanessa, also known as Read with Dr. B. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about my August TBR. I know this is coming out a little bit late, but I was having some decision paralysis. I couldn't figure out what I wanted to read. I have way too many arcs to read, and I was just like, I don't know. But I do need the structure of a TBR. That's just how my brain works. And if you didn't know, I am the creator and one of the leading hosts of Arc August, which is a nautical themed readathon that's taking place throughout the entire month of August. At the point in time that you're seeing this video, all of the competitive teams are closed, so if you still want to come and join, you're totally welcome to. The only team that is available at this moment is Driftwood Dreams. That is our non-competitive team. You can also read any book that you want this month. The main focus of the readathon is that we are trying to focus primarily on our arcs, but I know that not everybody has arcs or ALCs. If you're totally lost on what an arc or an ALC is, that's advanced reader's copy and advanced listener's copy. So I'm going to go through all of the books that are on my TBR this month. Most of these are arcs. There are a few in here that are not arcs. Some of them are rereads. So let's go through all of the books that I plan to read in August. I'm going to try to limit myself to the ones that are on my priority list, but I do have quite a few arcs that might get thrown in here and there throughout the month, so I can kind of mood read a little bit, but I do need some of the structure of what the heck I am gonna read this month. So let's start off with the Host for Prose Book Club. We are going to be reading Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson. And this one, what I know is that it is obviously Holly Jackson's newest release. And we have a character named Jet who has to solve her own murder within like 7 days because apparently she's going to die. I'm not quite sure how this is going to work, but I thought it was really cool that if you look in the background here, so this is like supposed to be a brain image, like an MRI scan, but within the MRI there are these like trees, and then there's a house here, and it just, I don't know, I really liked the cover. So we'll be reading this for the book club this month, and I'm excited to see what this book is all about. The next book that I will be reading in August is The Ghostwriter by Julie Clark. Gabby from Gabby Reads was nice enough to invite me to co-host along with Lexi from Books with Lexi, and we are going to be reading this book and doing the live discussion, I believe sometime in September. This will be my second Julie Clark book, and it's one of the coolest edges. Like, it's got like fiery paged edges. And this is another mystery thriller. I believe this one character acts as a ghostwriter for her father? Yeah. Olivia is on the brink of financial ruin, and she's offered a job to ghostwrite her father's last book, but it's not another horror novel he wants her to write. And apparently it's going to circle back to some particular night in June 1975. So we've got two mystery thriller type books setting off August right. I also have a 2-year-long read-along that I am hosting for Zodiac Academy, and last month we read the prequel novella Origins of an Academy Bully. It was so short. If you want to catch up and join in now, you're totally welcome to. For the month of August, we will be focusing on Zodiac Academy Book 1. This is The Awakening. This is where we're going to meet Darcy and Tori Vega, and we did already meet the boys in the prequel, so we're going to see a little bit more about their interactions, and now we have a little bit of a backstory of how the boys kind of came to be these Academy bullies and why they are bullying the girls in this book. So this will be a reread for me, and I'm excited to just jump back into this Zodiac Academy world with all of my friends. I will leave that Discord down below in case you're interested in joining, because like I said, it is not too late. We are not too far into the series that it's totally hard to catch up. My friends Rainey and Katie host a book club called The Tortured Readers, and the book that they're going to be reading this month is Arcana Academy. I know some people say Arcana Academy. I just think about how I would say arcane, and then I just put an A at the end, so Arcana Academy. But I don't know, you tell me if I'm right or wrong. I do not know anything about this book. This is just one of those books that I've heard so much about. I've heard a lot of people really like it, and I just keep hearing the name so much. So I was like, all right, I gotta jump in on this. I love the sprayed edges of this book. It's like gold sprayed edges, and then the cover is like black and gold. So let's briefly see what this is about. It looks like this is some sort of dark academia type of story. Actually, I don't even know if it's dark, but it's set in some sort of academic world. But the main character wield magical tarot cards. It's giving card captors. Do you guys remember that? Or am I just like a nerd? But there was a girl named, I think her name was Sakura or something like that. But she had this little flying thingy with these cute little angel wings, and she transformed and she like threw out these tarot cards that had magic. That is what this is giving, and I will be kind of disappointed if it's not that. But I have to remember they're not the same. So we'll see. I'm excited to join Rainy and Katie as they read this book this month. Another book that I'm super interested in reading is the BNK Book Club. That is run by Brittany and Kelsey. Again, I'll leave everybody's information down below so you can go find these people. But they are going to be reading My Friends by Frederick Bachman. I don't know anything about this book, again, except that I have an arc of it. And I was like, you know what? Why not? Why not just go ahead and read the darn book, especially because I have an arc and it's arc August, so we're just gonna read that. And then the last book club that I think I'm gonna be participating in for August is the Classic Literature Book Club. This is run by the Roomies Digest, so Christine and Mo. Then we have Amanda from Ginger Snap Reads, Catherine from Bookishly Catherine, and Jayla from Lala Loves Lit. And they're gonna be reading a book called Forged in Blood by Sadie Kincaid. I don't know anything about this other than I just saw it and it's smutty, so we're gonna go with it. We're gonna try to have a good time and see what kind of nonsense we get up to. So then let's move on to some books that I am currently reading, because I mean they're on my TBR now, like I'm reading them. I picked up Wrath of the Dragons by Olivia Rose Darling. I'm a good chunk of the way through this book. I just started it yesterday and I was trying to get through it in a day because we have this one tooth mark challenge where you have to read over 500 pages in a day, and this was like 512 pages, so I was trying. I only got to like page 344, so I tried. Didn't make it, had a lot of stuff going on. But this one is the follow-up to Fear the Flames, which I absolutely adored. These books definitely give me House of the Dragon vibes with Rhaenyra Targaryen. I think that's her name, Rhaenyra, something like that. But it very much gives like, I want my dragons, give me my dragons, do not keep me from my dragons, and I will burn you down if you get in my way. And then she meets this lovely dude named Caden, who is literally gonna freaking burn the world down for her if people don't get the F out of her way. And I'm just absolutely in love with these characters. I'm head over heels for Caden at this point. I'm simping so hard for him in this book, and I 100% simped for him in this book, but like, this series is probably one of my favorites at this point right now. I will tell you that this book is a little bit more slower burn. There's a lot of political intrigue. There's a lot of war and battles going on. He is definitely falling first. He says a lot of "my wife." Oh, that gets me. And they are just trying to seek revenge on the people who have wronged them and will not get the F out of the way for the throne. Like, this is all about wrath, as you can see. So it's more feminine rage, which I'm totally here for. I'm not loving it as much as the first book, but I'm still really, really loving it. So we'll see how it wraps up. And I do think there might be another book coming out after this, because I've heard this ends on a cliffhanger. So darn. But this is an arc that I got. I just didn't read it before it came out, but I am reading it really, really close to the release date. Like, it just came out maybe a week ago. So definitely pick this one up. And then I'm also reading another really, really chunky book, but Sarah Reddy sent me a copy of My Dear Illusion, and this one is like 700 something pages, but it's a very, very floppy book. I have also started this book, but I'm not super far in. I'm buddy reading it with a bunch of people in the Arc August Discord. So this one, what I do know about it so far is that we have a girl who is, I think, an illusionist or something like that, and I'm still really trying to understand what is going on, because it sounds like she's died quite a few times, and every time she comes back is something different. But she is tasked with going into this game, these trials of some sort, and it's like the 100-year games, where if you win the crown, you will get to rule for the next 100 years. But there's some rules where in order to even enter the games, you have to be a conjurer. So I don't know, at the point where I'm at right now, I don't know how she is getting into the games and how she plans to win, because if you win the crown and you're not one of these conjurers, it will unleash like 1,000 deaths upon you of some sort. So actually now I'm thinking like, maybe that's why she's dying so much, because she did win. I don't know. But I'm going to try to finish this book this month because it does come out later in August. When we did the ARC August sign-up forms, I actually had the Sharkbite team fill out the form separately because they had a different question on theirs that the people who did the main sign-up form didn't have. And it was basically to choose a book from my TBR, and I just gave them access to all the books on my NetGalley TBR. So here is what everybody picked. I don't remember who picked what, but I'm just gonna briefly show you what everybody picked, and then I'm not gonna read synopses about these because I honestly don't want to know anything about them. We have One Dark Kiss by Rebecca Zanetti, and this is like super cool. I think this one is like a Snow White retelling of some sort. We have The King of Frost and Shadows by Jen L. Gray. This is #1 in the Faded to Darkness trilogy, and I would like to read this before September because I believe this author is going to Villains and Vixens. I would like to get the author to sign this book, but this one's also like a really pretty sprayed edges edition. We have Can't Get Enough by Kennedy Ryan. Like, I've been waiting to read this one, but I wanted to wait till the audiobook came out because I need to hear Hendrix. Like, I just need to hear the laughter and the charismatic person that Hendrix is. We have Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. This one just got released and I've heard nothing but good things about it. I think it's like sapphic vampires of some sort. I don't know. I just hear the ending is making some people mad or in their feels or whatever. I'm here for it. I just want to know what it's about. Then we have The Darkness Within Us by Trisha Levenseller. It's funny because I have an arc of all of these books that are from the Sharkbites. Like, these are all arcs, but obviously this book is out. This is like the Fairy Loot edition with the beautiful sprayed edges on the inside. But this book is actually #2 in a series. So the first book is The Shadows Between Us, and I haven't read that yet, so I need to actually read that book first before I can read this. So I'm hoping to get to both this month. We have Well Actually by Maisie Eddings. This is going to be a buddy read with Katie, and actually this book comes out really soon, like August 5th soon, so I don't know if I'll get to it before it actually releases. And then the last book on my Sharkbite TBR is The Dead of Summer by Ryan LaSala. This one's interesting because the tagline on Goodreads says Stephen King meets Holly Jackson by way of We Were Liars in this action-packed story of queer horror. Let's see if I think Coda picked this book. Let's see if Coda found a good book for me. And I think that's all of the books that I have on my TBR. I do have a ton of other books that I have arcs of. Like, I'll just hold up a few. I have A Fate Forged in Fire, Fire in the Sky. I have this big old manga called Break of Dawn by Tetsuya Imai. I have Psycho Shifters by Jasmine Moss, Vanishing World by Sayaka Murata. Very excited to read this one. Of Flame and Fury by Michaela Bridge. This cover is just stunning, and it's got sprayed edges. And then I got 2 physical arcs. One of them I got at a Polycon, so I think you've heard me maybe talk about Warrior Princess Assassin by Bridget Kemmerer. So this does come out in August, and I would like to finish this. I'm like 25% of the way through this book, and I was loving it when I first started it, but I would like to read it because I go see her this weekend and I would like to gush about it and have her sign my arc. And then I also got an arc of What Fury Brings by Trisha Levenseller. I'm part of like Macmillan's mailing list of some sort, and they send me free books from time to time. So this was one of the books that I said, hey, I'm interested in this, and they sent me a copy. And it sounds like this might be another like feminine rage type book as well. Like, anytime you get an arc, they usually will send some sort of flyer out, and it says this is not a feminist novel, it is a revenge novel. So I'm here for it. But it sounds like there's a lot of like darker topics in here too, like mentions of SA, physical and emotional abuse. There's some kidnapping, bondage, sometimes sexual, sex workers. There's a lot of like dark, ooh. There's a guillotine of some sort, but for a different part. Not the head, a different head. I'm just kind of like, what is gonna happen in this book? So those are some of the cool arcs that I have, but I also got some book mail from an author, so I want to go ahead and open it up and show you what's inside. So this is the inside of the package, and we've got like a card. Whoops, we got a card with some matcha tea, I guess. I can't really read it upside down. I think I'd be better at this, but okay. It is, oh gosh, genmach, I don't know, with matcha tea bag. I'll just hold that up. Okay, and then this is the book. I'm gonna read the card first because I think that reading cards first is just polite before you open up a gift. This is cute. Ooh, actually, it's not a card at all. It's artwork. Okay, hold on. So we have a sticker that says, if you were words on a page, you'd be fine print. That's cute. We have, ooh, I don't know who this is, but maybe I'll find out. We have some character art. So Anne Karine Quinn is the author, and she actually drew this. So if you want to check out any of her art, you can go to her website. It's annekarinequinn.com. And let me just hold that up. Then we have this artwork. Oh, this one's really cute. We have this. We have like a little character profile page. So this side has Hiko Zhao, and then the other side has Nana Tamotsu. I hope I'm saying these names right. We have a cutie little bookmark. This is her business card. If you want to scan the QR code or follow any socials, there you go. Pause your screen. Okay, now, here we go. Let's see what's in here. I low-key like this kind of packaging. Like this material. I'm so weird, I know. Okay. Ooh. Let's see. Okay, I'm not gonna try to save the paper. Okay, so this is Tell Me Your Mind, and I believe this is the second book in the duology, but Anne told me that I could read them separately. So I guess like I could technically read this book and then go back, but there are like slight spoilers. So it says, they made a deal for 6 months, but love was never part of the bargain. How cute. I love this cover. So I would like to get through this book this month. Let's see, how many pages is it? Ooh. This is a big boy. Oh, this was so close to being able to count as over 500 pages. It's like 489 pages without the acknowledgments and the author's note and stuff. Definitely go check out this author. This is an indie author, so if anyone's looking to support indie authors, here you go. But anyway, so that is all of the stuff on my August TBR. I'm kind of all over the place, but like the first 10 or so books, I don't know how many that was. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So the first like 14 books or so were ones that I do want to try to prioritize more than others this month, but we'll see where my reading takes me. So anyways, if you liked today's video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe if you're not already, and I hope to catch you guys in the next one. Bye!